When Harvard came to the realization that Trump, like any extortionist, could not be negotiated with, the price was a steep one: $9 billion in multi-year funding. Harvard, they had no choice. The list of demands from the White House included overseeing all hiring and admissions data, including students who were not accepted, submitting to a governmental audit of the views of all faculty, staff, and students to show that every department had established a viewpoint diversity, whatever that means. They also demanded faculty members be punished based on their quote-unquote activism. The Trump administration was effectively trying to do to Harvard and other institutions of higher learning what it had already done to U.S. aid and other federal agencies: to fund vital programs, purge the staff, and politicize what was left. As you saw with U.S. aid, Trump couldn't care less about who got hurt in the process. In a perfect metaphor, he has ordered ships carrying desperately needed wheat for starving Africans to sit offshore for no other apparent reason than cruelty. But for anyone who doesn't care about the plight of foreigners, or who thinks that the Harvard cuts are just for ivory tower elitism, you'd be terribly wrong. More than 90% of the $9 billion for Harvard are now in danger, and almost none of it goes to the university. 3/4 of the funding goes to independent Boston area hospitals affiliated with the college, where they do critical scientific and medical research. As a doctor attached to these programs wrote in the New Yorker recently, for those who have suffered from cancer, cardiovascular diseases, dementia, Parkinson's disease, or diabetes, you have likely benefited from federally funded discoveries in care and in treatment. Innovations have produced better outcomes when it comes to surgery, childbirth, primary care, and serious illness care. This is all part of a plan and a pattern from this White House. The NIH, the CDC, the FDA, they've been kneecapped, and this is the scary part, it's only going to get worse. A leaked draft of President Trump's 2026 HHS budget has proposed an additional 40% in cuts to these agencies and more, and risks undoing all the progress that science and medicine have achieved, including adding decades of life expectancy and making America the world leader in innovation, a title we're about to turn over to the Chinese. So, while this shakedown of universities is unconstitutional, it is also in every way both indecent and against our national interest. Our president is making America worse yet again.